So when I do try and comprehend the mind of the Queen, I mean, I would love to sit and debate with her. She does pose there's an element perhaps of open-minded kindness in that if you inspect that question of hers, to what greater source of inspiration can we turn to than the imperishable truths found in that treasure house called the Holy Bible? I'm saying, well, there's the the Greeks had made tremendous progress at the same time in history. The Chinese, even earlier in history. Theism is not the answer, because to excuse and dismiss the events, it could be anything. It could be like, well, God caused that leaf over there to blow in the wind, and God caused a bunch of rapes and murders next week as well, and so it's really no one's fault, you know. And it's not good. The thing about biblical criticism is that you are constantly going, whoa, whoa, whoa. So it's obviously not. That doesn't mean that conversely you. I mean, everyone that knows me from church knows I gave Christianity a go, but I was. That experience truly convinced me that, well, yeah, okay. It's that actually the suffering of a bisexual arouses them. Definitely. Definitely, definitely. It's like a serial killer who makes a trophy out of his kill. That's what a Christian pretty much is. Kill a bisexual and say that, you know, oh, he could walk on water, and I mean, there'll be elements of truths in the lies, and I am definitely sure that, you know, them praising him for saying, well, this is hypocritical, this is a bit hypocritical. It was you can look at it and go, well, he's the incarnation of God for saying that, when really it was just that those in power were really stupid. So he didn't have to try and be their challenger or anything. He didn't even have to think in their terms. And that's what I think, like, it's similar to the way I feel about the prospect of hooking up with a gay man who thinks of his gayness as being defined by misogyny or the hatred of women, saying I'm gay because I hate women, not I'm gay because I'm attracted to men. I think that person is, I would argue, self-confused. Same with women who are lesbian on the grounds of hatred of men, not on the grounds of affection for women. Both of those types deter me, in an anti-romantic way, and the Queen's mind strikes me similar, because why aren't we being taught in Australia about what monarchism is about, by way of them stating positive things about the political structure, when instead she's pegged the Bible at us, and it's a book for where slavery is going on all the time, and you'll see them say proudly, I'm a slave to the Lord Jesus Christ. Like, no, you're complicit in the money put up for ransom, kidnap, attrition-induced suicidal feelings and thoughts, physical mistreatment of a first-century bisexual, and you want to kill him every time, again and again and again and again, and eat him because that helps you feel better about being inbred from a garden. And that's you, Christians. Fucking have an argument. If you have a counter argument, bring it on. You sing worship songs, oh God this, God that. You say God when you fucking come. You can't even look the person you're fucking in the eye and say their own name to them as you're coming in them. Like, I'm pissed off. When you get your red wings, when you go down on a chick while she's on a period, on a rag, better be really good friends with her at least, because day one it's like I've eaten your pussy and during your menses. Then day two she's like wondering if you're a cannibal. I'm like, fuck you then. Well, I wish I could vomit your rags back at you. But yeah, someone honoring Christianity will do that too. If you're bisexual, then they want to come at you with everything. Like, so you don't get to learn how to do all the basic things that normal people are doing. You don't get a chance. Like, trust me, if I had a driver's license, not that I'm capable of knowing how to drive, it's just that I'd be suddenly police linked to a whole bunch of things that I ain't got anything to do with, and I'd be stuck arguing with them more than I already am. Because see, they can't really. There'll be cheese that they can't be more, fucking us up more. B, they have to respect the court process. C, the court judges are asking you to touch the Bible, and they're touching the Bible, and if they hide it from you, if you're an unbeliever, they try and say as a gesture of respect, they will not force you to touch the Bible. They still believing in it, then they're believing that the species is inbred, that they themselves are inbred, and then they're judging you. And what do they say? Like, according to these psych reports, you is knocking loads out thinking of your mum. No. You is thinking of the fucking Bible. Like, our court should be burning Bibles, sanctioning the burning of Bibles, really, because it's not enforcing or complementing justice. Granted, what Jefferson did, I think he pulled out the teachings of Jesus, of the teachings attributed to Jesus, and made a separate book. It's called The Faith and Moral Teachings of Jesus. And so what they could do really is, as just like they've pulled out the stories about dragons, once the Bible committee, once the public, too many people start to go, oh, this is bullshit, then they pull out they leave out that part of the Bible. What they really should do is scrutinize the moral quality of the content rigorously, more than any film or piece of art, because they're not treating or presenting this book to us as a piece of art, but as a book that contains prescriptions for how to behave. They're not saying like there's filth in here that if you follow it, you're going to harm, violate, and encroach and oppress the rights of others. They're not saying that out and openly, but they're singing, giving thanks for it on Sundays. So you want these people to judge you. You're wondering why Cypress Hill and rappers are fucking saying fuck the police and fuck the courts. It's pretty much because they're not just wanting to have intercourse with them, but these people that believe they're fucking themselves as they talk. Like, and they're telling me the things I say are fucking wise. I'm like, you're a pain. I don't want to be doing this. Listening to a speech from Anthony Hopkins talking about his career, describing it like it's just something that happened to him, just happened around him. So there is wisdom to that perspective, where you do see yourself as a byproduct of your surroundings, and you're able to describe how and why you are what you are in relative to your environment. But I'm convinced there's more to existential phenomenology than that perspective, though it is wiser than God gave you free will. I've submitted that he would at least have to take away his trait of omniscience or being all-knowing, So I would submit as well that if, you know, if the courts were saying put your hand on the Three Little Pigs story, then there would be like, oh, is it true that you live in a house in a group of three of you in the same house? I'm sentencing you to 20 years in jail. That'd be like that. For trying to draw attention to yourself by gathering in groups of three in a house. You obviously know that puts you at a greater statistical risk of having your house huffed and puffed and fucking blown down. So you obviously, the three of you is obviously deliberately attention seeking. You spend the next 25 years in jail. This stolen continent. They go, oh, we acknowledge the Aborigines. You haven't given the continent back to them yet. So I'm certainly not guilty of copy wrong, because I copied that. And that's about as pharmacy as I go here in Australia. I'm overdue for getting the fuck out for a while. But I digest from the bus timetable.